anything you need for yourself?
I know. I know.
Okay, so we are live on Facebook, so let me just make sure I see it on my end. You see it? Okay, can you share it, Edgar, please? Okay, so we are live on Facebook. So we are going to start with a 30-second countdown just to introduce the show, and we'll come back and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Today is Tuesday, June 9th, 2026. Welcome to the DANI PERRO Show here, home studio tonight. I'm so blessed to have the most wonderful jazz singer that I know. I love having you, Miss Freddye. Michael is such a good friend of ours, and we love having you and getting the opportunity to talk with you again about your upcoming promotions that we'll be pronouncing and announcing on the show. So thank you for your time. Thank you for being here.
Oh, you're very welcome, and I'm glad to be back. It seems like ages since I've been on the show, so
Like we
I'm
were
excited.
like we were talking about a little bit before we started the show. We said maybe like 2 to 3 years ago, and it's so crazy to say that, life just flies by directly, and we
Yeah.
just verify, that everything's going good with you, and we know there's a lot of success. So we're excited to hear the news that you have to share with us today.
Oh, I'm glad to share it.
So I wanted to just do a little recap for anyone that's tuning in and they're like, who is this gorgeous person on the screen? So we know you as being a soulful jazz singer, and you can give us a little recap. You learned you started singing with your mother in choirs. Sorry, churches.
So I never have taken vocal lessons. Just want everybody to know that.
Yes.
Until like COVID, because I wanted to figure out how to protect my voice, my vocal cords, my breathing techniques, what I need to do. And I did that with a lady who was also a nurse, because I'm a nurse. And I have to give a shout out to Beth Clausen. She's absolutely awesome, and I've recommended a couple people to her since then.
Ooh.
So yeah, she's awesome. We have wonderful musicians here in the Pittsburgh area. So, but she's a great vocal teacher. But I started out as a kid just singing with the neighborhood, kids, nothing special. And my mother had bought a plastic pink microphone that was connected to, it looks like a little speaker. It was just yay big.
Yeah. Very little.
Growing up, yeah, and I would pretend, and one of my friends, we pretend we were singing in front of, huge audiences, and we did dance moves, had no clue what we were doing. But as I got older, when I turned 15, I started singing in the local church choir, the area we lived in. Did my first solo. Oh my God, I bombed. It was terrible.
Oh no.
And that's when I developed, it was terrible. Oh, I'll be the first to admit it. It was terrible. And the church went silent, and I said, this is, here I go, my stage fright. So that's where I developed my stage fright. And by the way, I still have stage fright, but it's okay.
Okay. I'm excited to see how you continue.
Yeah, and moving on, so I started just singing in choirs, wasn't into doing a solo, leading the choir. I didn't want to do that. And then in 1996, I was dating a guy that was playing in a band. We actually grew up together. And then, we parted ways, and then we discovered each other years later. And I would go with him to hear his band. They did blues. So mind you, I grew up with my mother listening to blues, my dad listening to country, and I was trapped in the middle. I said, what in the world are they listening to?
Yeah, and you're probably trying to understand which one you like better, or what genre is good for you.
Oh my God. And it growing up, I said no, because I was into the Motown, the Stax, that's where I was at. Anywhere from, if anyone knows or remembers, or their parents, like I was into the Temptations, the Supremes. Like I was really into the group singers because I just kind of envisioned myself pretending.
Okay.
So I used to sing Silent Night to my kids when they were growing up. So my youngest, who was a toddler, I was singing Silent Night one evening a cappella, and the guy I was dating, Big Mike, he said, I didn't know you could sing. And I said, I didn't know either. He said, well, we're looking for a blues singer.
Okay.
And, I kind of hesitated. I'm like, okay. So it took him some doing to convince me. And I auditioned. They liked me. I was scared to death. It's called Blues Music Works. I have the tattoo to prove it on my ankle.
Ooh. Right.
BMW. Yeah, I got the tattoo because I was very proud. My very first band had no clue what I was doing. But you know what? I'm going to tell you with that
That's your
band,
success story right there.
I know it's like, my tattoos are like things that have happened in my life. But
Yeah.
so the first band, BMW, they would face the audience and I would sit in a chair behind the band facing away from the audience, like, if I was facing a wall or whatever. And I
Yeah.
hid behind my boyfriend, who was, he's a big husky bass player. And then one day, our band leader, Al, we called him Big Al, he said, the audience want to hear you. And I said, well, they can hear me. He said, no, no, they want to see what they're listening to.
Wow.
So I was so scared. And, fast forward, I finally left on my own, formed my own band, and I'm still with the stage fright, but it's not as bad because it's not about me. It's about people wanting to listen and have a good time and forget their troubles and, developing friendships, developing fanships. I call them
Mhm.
fanships, and it's work. So what I now, how people used to say, "Oh, pretend everybody's naked." I said, "Are you kidding me?" I'm like, I'm not doing that.
No.
I said,
Oh, you mean like
"No,
everybody's naked or standing in the
yeah, like
underwear?
my stage fright, yeah," and it's like no clothes. I said, "I'm not doing that." I
That would
said,
make you
"That kind of
laugh.
creeps."
I feel like that ruins the mood
Well,
to it.
laugh yeah, and it would creep me out. so So what I so what I would do, especially say if I had family in the audience, or I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not.
Yeah, no, no, no,
So
no.
what
I can't.
I know, yeah. So what I do now, and I still do it, I pretend I'm in the audience. I'm one of the people coming to hear me sing. And what I say to myself is, you better keep me here for at least an hour. My friends told me about you. I'm not into blues. I don't care what you do. I've never heard of you. I'm very hard on myself anyway.
Okay,
And
okay.
I pretend I'm
Really?
singing to myself, trying to convince myself, you got to follow me. We have fun. I try to be entertaining. I want to involve you in what I'm doing, involve the audience. And it works. And I forget about my stage fright. And I stop telling my audiences, oh, I have stage fright, because they look at me with the deer in the headlight. They're like, she's crazy. She doesn't
Yeah.
act like it.
She's performing perfectly
So
fine. She don't got stage fright.
yeah, well, I have to tell you, I do. Even if it's a venue that I've, performed over and over with, I still do. And when my family comes out, whenever they do, my stage fright really kicks in because it's like,
Aw.
oh
Well,
no,
they're there
it's
supporting you.
family.
That's what you need to understand.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you're a
So
little harsh on yourself to the point where sometimes maybe when you say that type of thing, it doesn't really stress you out, but it's something it
yeah,
helps you pursue what you want to do. But I don't want it to also feel
yeah.
like it's going to hold you back either down the line either.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. So that I've been able to have my two bands. I'm blessed with the two bands that I have. And I'm the band leader, the manager, the okay, let's do this song person, find a song. And I have several songwriters, not only here in my local area, but outside of the state. And these people can write. I said, I wish I had that
Yeah.
gift. I do poetry, but I cannot sit down and write and organize a rhythmic song. That's just, I've not had that knack. So,
The lyrics come easy, but when you have to add chords and such, it's like, I don't know what I'm feeling, you know?
yeah, charting is not my thing. I taught myself music when I was 16, taught myself to play guitar, violin, viola, and
Wow.
the flute. And then I just let it go by the wayside when I had a family and, was going to nursing school. So I just kind of like dropped it, let it leave my head.
Mhm.
But I'm learning to read music again because I want to do more. I had started learning bass guitar, but I kind of dropped that to the wayside because I've been busy um, developing songs in my projects I have in the two bands. So that's where I'm at today.
Well, I wanted to ask because you had mentioned before a little bit when we were talking recap wise. You said two bands. Who's the
Yeah.
second band? What is the second band you're in as well?
So the first band it used to be Miss Freddie's Blues Band, but as of this year, I changed it to Miss Freddie's Roots of the Soul. And
Ah,
the
that's
second,
promotion. I see what you're doing.
yeah, yeah, Roots of the Soul. And then the second band is Miss Freddie's Home Cooking Band. And the only people that are in both bands are myself and the bass player. And it's they both have their own unique sound and their own style of how they
Ooh.
um, play music. It's really interesting because if you had them in separate rooms and they start playing, I can tell my guitar players who's doing what. I can tell, well, the bass player, he's the same guy in both bands.
Yeah.
My drummers are different. I can tell what's going on. And to Miss Freddie's Roots of the Soul, this year I've added a part time sax player. His name is Mario. Yay.
Okay.
And I have a backup singer named Elon and they're phenomenal. And combined with my guitar player, uh, G Man, Greg Casale, my bass player, of course, Greg Seiko, I have a lap steel guitar player, Bob Powers. I call him Bobby Deal on lap steel. It's a unique sound. It's very different. It has enhanced that band to like two or three levels, and I absolutely love it. And our first show was actually back in May for the first time like 3 weeks ago. We did a festival in a local area here, and it was just we had 20 minutes to play, something like 40 minutes to play, and I'm telling you, it was like the place was packed where we had to play at because they had different venues in this township, and so we got this inside venue, thank God. And it was phenomenal. And the home cooking band, we had been playing out. Our first show of the year was Valentine's Day, and I tell you, we did a dance, and it was absolutely incredible because I got to do a different side of me, like more love song, more soulful.
Oh my gosh.
Add a
What do
little
you
bit
think
of
about the home cooking one? Yes.
yeah, yeah, add a little blues and a little bit of jazz, to it, and a little bit of R&B soul, and some it's just a combination. So I have both worlds, the best of both worlds, where I can do blues rock, a little bit of soul R&B with roots of the soul and the home
Yeah.
cooking, like Nina Simone stuff, Etta James stuff, and you know, love songs. So it's exciting, especially the projects that I'm doing with both bands. I feel blessed, honestly, I do.
Miss Friday, where did you come up with the names? Home cooking makes me
Uh,
think of fried chicken.
so the home
Oh,
cooking band actually came up with two of my friends because I wanted to name them something instead of Miss Freddie's, band or Miss Freddie's trio band. I wanted something different. So I have a friend. I think he lives south of Pittsburgh, and his name is Gary Prisby. I have to give him a shout out. He came up with that. And then the drummer, Bob DeCola in the home cooking band, he kind of came up with something similar. So I kind of combined it and called them home cooking. And we actually have a logo that was designed by Derek Woods. He's a phenomenal musician. He came up with the logo. You guys can actually, go on my website, look at my Facebook page, and see the logos. I love them. Roots of the Soul, I came up with because I was going through names and I'm like, nah, I need something that we're talking about music that we all grew up with in the Roots of the Soul band, but we can apply that to what's happening now because we'll always remember our roots as far as music and where we came from as a people. and how we combine and how our chemistry matches. So that's how I came up with Roots of the Soul.
Okay, I like that. I feel like that's very genuine, unique, very
Yeah,
deep.
yeah,
Definitely soulful for a jazz singer for sure with blues, you know.
yeah.
But I think it's nice that you have two bands, you know, a little family that you get to kind of work with, you know, just to do different things as opposed to different types of music. Like you were saying, home cooking is a little bit different as opposed to the other band. So I think that's nice that you get a chance to just do something outside of your comfort zone. I mean, even for
Oh,
the
absolutely.
like the love and stuff, like that's,
Yeah,
you know, iconic. So very
yeah,
iconic.
it's
And
nice.
I think what's also really nice about it, Miss Freda, is when did you start both bands? Or did you start one and then you started the other one shortly?
So I would have to say the Roots of the Soul, when I left BMW like 2002, 2003 to go out
Okay.
on my own, I had to figure out what I wanted to do. And I was singing blues, strictly blues back then.
Yeah.
I still kind of do, but I've combined other stuff. But I came up with the name Blue Phase, Faze,
Okay.
as my very first my own band starting out, and that was the blues band, which is now Roots of the Soul. Um, the second one, slowly but surely, uh, my guitar player Mike Houston, who was my bass player when I first started out, and he was playing guitar. Then there was interchanging. We started doing some duo stuff together, and slowly but surely we started adding people to the band,
Ooh.
and had to come up with that home cooking name, which has been like that for a number of years now. So that's how it got, started. So the blues band was first. The Roots of the Soul was first. It was named
Yes.
Blue Phase. Yeah. So
And then
and then I changed it to Miss Freddie's Blues Band because my guys who were in the band back then said, "Oh, you need to have your name because people are coming out to see you." And I would always say, "Well, they're coming out to see us." They're like, "No, they're coming out to hear you." So I
oh
had to learn to accept that. I'm
yeah.
not easily. I'd rather share the notoriety with my guys, but I understand where they're coming from. Without them, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. I'd be
You
singing a
guys all
cappella.
make the money together. Yeah, that's kind of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's how it
exactly.
works now. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Um,
it worked out. It worked out.
okay, that's really awesome though. Very similar to the home cooking meal, uh, home cooking band, as what you said. You said you were doing something different as opposed to soulful with love songs. What do you mean exactly?
So with both bands, I love singing love ballads.
Okay.
Absolutely,
I
hands
love listening
down.
to it.
I'm
Yeah.
into it. And with both, I have the best of both worlds. With the home cooking band, there are a couple originals that I sing. One, hands down, a lot of people love it. It's called Slipping Away. It was written by a friend of ours who passed away suddenly a few years ago.
I'm sorry to
And
hear
it's absolutely beautiful. It's on YouTube. Oh my gosh, it's such a haunting song. And I love talking about relationships. Yeah, I know. A lot of songs out there talk about relationships, but I'm talking about the soul of the relationship. I'm not just talking about this, the superficial, the surface of the relationship. I'm talking about deep down, what is it about that relationship that touched you, whether it was a good and a bad way, or you've had
Yes.
experience of both.
Mm-hmm.
And so I get to do that with the home cooking band. With the Roots of the Soul band, I get to do that too. But there's one song that a friend of mine in Georgia, Jesse James Landers, have to give him a shout out. He wrote Let It Burn, and he actually interviewed me. He's a podcaster too. And we had to talking for, way after the interview was over. And he said, I have a song I want to pitch to you. And it's on YouTube. I loved it. Actually love, he has a sax player playing on it. It's called Let It Burn. And the
Ooh.
guy, I love the way he's singing. I told him, I said, let me take the song, bring it back to my blues band, who is now Roots of the Soul. And I said, let me do something with it. Let me do it Miss Freddie's way. So I kept listening to the song over and over and over. And I said, this song reminds me of a couple relationships I was in. I'm like, okay, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
So working through it, Roots of the Soul, we do it. And when I sing it, my guitar player in that band, Greg Casile, known as G
Mhm.
Man, he believes in heightening a song, start off mellow, go up in the middle, and then take it up a notch to let people give them the boom of the song. And that's what happens with Let It Burn. And it's a song about a relationship, but it's like, you know what? I want you to remember, how we were. And we're just going to let this burn because we're going to be together. And
Okay.
so I really like that song. And I dated a guy who passed away, but he got to hear me, sing the song. And I would tell audience, can you excuse me? I have to make a phone call. And people would laugh. And they're like, and so now people are saying, oh, don't forget you got to call that person. And so
Yeah.
I just love I just love doing love ballads. But every song is unique.
Yeah.
And I
They
listen
all
to
have
the
different
words.
types. Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Exactly.
Now, I'm curious because you had mentioned a little bit in the beginning as well too. You said your dad listened to country music, right?
Yeah.
So where, like, in your influence
Oh,
of what you're playing, is country in
yeah.
there? Or is that something where you like more of what you like? And it's
So I have to tell you, with both bands, I do a little country, more
fine. Okay.
so with the home cooking band, but it's my spin on it. It's my take on it, how I
Okay.
do things,
That's,
because
yeah.
I become entertaining. I may do a cover tune of somebody and I actually add theatrics. I'm not talking about running all over the stage, but I put my comedy in something,
Oh,
or I'll involve the audience and say, hey, how are you feeling today? I'll just start a conversation, like a 20 to 30-second conversation. The music starts. With the Roots of the Soul band, there are a couple tunes that I do by an artist, and I feel he's country, classic rock, because he does some classic, stuff. And I've incorporated to Miss Freddie, but I keep in mind my roots are, my parents. This is what I'm doing.
yes.
So yeah, there's a few, and then there's some original country tunes that I do with the home cooking band.
And what about gospel?
I do gospel with both bands.
Okay.
More so the home cooking band, whenever we are commissioned to sing at a church service, perform for a church service, or if we're doing something, anything, a community get together and
Yeah.
they want gospel, that band turns into the name Glory Be. And we actually have an original song written by Mike Sweeney, called titled Glory Be. And that's going to be the title of my gospel album, Glory Be. It'll have all original stuff.
Gospel
With
album. Let's
the,
try. Is this in the works?
yeah, yeah. Well, not yet because my Roots and Blues album, and then I want to do two singles are in the works. But
Girl, woo.
I have songs already for the gospel. I really want to do the gospel because people are like, do some gospel, do some gospel. I sang in bars and they're like, you should do some gospel. I said, do you realize the building we're in is going to burn down because but I tell people it doesn't matter where you're at.
Yeah.
People want to hear a certain type of music, and I love gospel. Now, Roots of the Soul, we're doing a gospel gospel blues hour at the Heritage Blues Festival in Wheeling, West Virginia in August. We're going to open up that show August the
Wow.
9th from 11 to noon. We're going to combine gospel and blues. And we've got a lot of original stuff. And I'm excited to hear how my guys are going to turn this into. And I've got people singing. I've got a sax player. My original sax player can't make that. So I've got Andrea Igler on sax, and we've done festivals together. She's a phenomenal sax player. And of course, my backup singer, Elon's going to be there. And I'm excited. So, Roots of the Soul. So, yeah, we're starting to incorporate gospel more with Roots of the Soul. Home cooking's always been doing gospel.
But Roots of the Soul is it. So, okay, tell me a little bit about some of your upcoming events, because I feel like this is the perfect time to talk about it, because you have something upcoming, I think, Saturday, and then do you have something?
Let's see, this Saturday I don't, which is, that's okay. That's kind of my part weekend off. But Sunday I do. I'm playing a local show with the home cooking band at a place called Hula Hands. It's in Pittsburgh, Mount Lebanon section.
Well, wait, Hula Hands and there used to be one in New Jersey. I'm sorry to be shocked about this. If it's the same type of place. All of them shut
really? Down. Yeah. You know what? They used to have one in an area I used to play in here in Pittsburgh, but I think that one closed. Okay. So this Hula Hands, this is the only one that I've known, and we've been playing there almost like about 3 years now, and I love it. It's great. The owner is great. The staff's great. People come out. Sometimes the place is like packed. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we can't move. But it's fine. But I have a lot of different shows. All the shows are big shows. I'm doing a duo trio. There is one big show that I don't know if you guys heard of. Let me get his name right. Elton Ron. He's from Canada.
Okay.
He is like an Elton John tribute person. So myself and one of my bandmates from the home cooking band, Jeff Connors, we're going to open up for him in July. And it's going to be in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. And from what I understand, every year this guy's like, their style is the best show, they said. And it's like thousands of people that come. And I said, oh, here we go.
Wow, that's awesome. So he's
I'm
in July with you. So is he coming down from Canada?
Yeah, I'm thinking he's on tour, but he is from Canada.
Okay.
So we're going to open up for him, and I'm excited about that. We're only going to play for...
One of my friends tuning in, South Sriracha. Sriracha. Never say his last name right. Sorry, Sal. He said he saw him in Vegas.
Did you like him?
He said he great.
Yeah. I saw some things on YouTube and I said, oh my God. I said, I absolutely love him because I'm an Elton John fan. So when I heard that, myself and one of my bandmates are going to open up for him, I said, oh my gosh. I said, if he just do two songs, that I love Elton John, but I love Benny and the Jets.
Oh,
and the song that Elton John sang at Princess Diana's funeral. I love that. Oh, my heart just. I can't think of the name of it. You have to Google it and look on YouTube.
Yeah, I want to know which one. I also like Yellow Brick Road.
Okay. Yeah. Benny and the Jets. My youngest knows Benny and the Jets. Yeah. So.
What is it? Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road. Sorry.
Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road. Okay. Thank you.
Candle in the Wind is what he performed at the funeral of Diana.
Yeah.
Wales,
Yep.
September 6, 1997. Okay.
Yeah. It was absolutely beautiful. I cried. And every now and then, like maybe once a month, I'll play that. I'll go on YouTube and find it and just, I'll just listen to it. So.
Sal said, how about That's What Friends Are For with Stevie Wonder, Diane Warwick, and Gladys Knight?
Oh. Why? Is that something you want me to sing?
Ooh, Miss Freddie, are you going to sing to us tonight?
No, not that. not that one.
So, I think he was mentioning maybe one of the songs that either that guy had written or wrote, like maybe sang, or one song he wants you to sing. No, he said Elton John did that with them. Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, now that he mentions that, I remember that.
Yeah.
So such great musicians. But I'm looking forward to that. And then, oh my gosh, hopefully I'm not forgetting a lot of things, but my calendar is so full with music. It's insane. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to everything I'm doing. I'm looking forward to the Heritage, as I mentioned, the Blues Festival in Wheeling, West Virginia in August to
Wow,
open
that's gonna
up,
be a
and
big
that's
one.
main
Yeah.
stage. Yeah,
Mhm.
we're going to be on the main stage. So I am like, yay, I'm so excited.
Is there other bands
Working with,
that I
yeah, there are, and I'm not sure who it is
okay.
because I've been so excited and busy. It's like, but they have a list of the three, I think it's 2 or 3 day event down there, a list of the musicians that are coming out, national acts, local, regional. It'll be a good time, and unfortunately my weekend is crammed, so I'm not going to be able to do the whole weekend, like go down and see people.
Oh
uh,
no.
yeah,
Like
I'll only be able to go down August 9th.
okay, so you have
Yeah.
a very busy schedule, or is it work? It might be work.
Well, I work Monday through Friday, and
Oh, I know,
I have
girl.
shows.
Okay.
I have shows booked during the week, which is a big no-no, especially if you work full time. And then I have shows on the weekend. So it's interesting. And then my home cooking band, 3 of us were together last night, and they were like, "Do you realize you have a couple shows? Like you're doing 2 shows in a day?" And I'm like, "Really? Let me go look at that." And I said, "Oh yeah, I guess I am."
Oh no. Wait, but are you also on call with your job? Because I know you are in New
No,
York.
I am not. No. Oh
She's
God,
like,
those
I'm
days are
fighting with
way
you.
over
I'm
with.
not going to be on call.
Yeah, no. Monday through Friday, I go home at 4:30. That's it. I'm done. Yeah, no. And I
Oh,
love what I do, but been there and done that. No,
awesome.
no one.
That's really good. I think that's incredible. I was definitely going to say, because of the whole situation, though, with you getting a chance to be in different states with your band and everything. I mean, I'm sure you love traveling, right? Traveling with them, going to different types of venues and
Yeah,
experiences together and everything. Memories.
yeah, yeah. We used to travel out of town, at least maybe once a month. The Roots of the Soul band.
Okay.
And the home cooking band, we still go to Morgantown, West Virginia once a year. There's a church down there that it's a trio. We go as a trio. There's 3 of us from the home cooking band, and we perform for like a couple hours. And
Aw.
I'd like for us to do blues, and I'm like, okay, I could do blues,
Yes. Yeah.
and it's always a good time. Yeah, yeah. So but the bless you, but the Roots of the Soul Band, we used to travel, go to different states, more so the Eastern Seaboard here, but we don't do it as much because some of us work.
Okay.
A couple of guys are in other bands, and it becomes hard, and I'm okay with that, But I mean, and I book like way in advance. So right now, or a
Mhm.
couple of months ago, I'm already booking into 2027.
Well, I thought you were going to say
So that
2028, but that's awesome. That's good.
no,
Really good.
no, not yet. You know what? I wanted to do that, but I said no because I might be doing something else. I don't know.
Well, I was actually curious because I know you said, you're in Pittsburgh and everything. Would you
Mhm.
ever come to New Jersey or New York area?
So
Or is
I
that
have to tell you, I would. So the
okay?
bass player that I dated, he had family that lived in Camden, so we would drive to Camden, New Jersey.
Okay,
So
that's
that
not
was
that far from
nothing.
me. Okay,
Yeah,
it's like
and I
40.
have family in New Jersey,
Yeah.
so absolutely, and I have family in New York, so it would not be hard for me to travel if if I'm doing a show there.
Yeah, but we want
We
you to
did
have
get it.
a show, though. That's what we want to do. We want you to have a show, though, and then meet you.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah.
don't want.
Well,
I
we'll
mean,
have to
I don't
set
want to make
something
you
up.
travel. Yeah, see if we can do something. Um,
Yeah,
what's
absolutely.
around us? I guess think of the venues like Starland Bar, Asbury, Stone Pony, Stone Pony. Chris can send that to you. It's you or
Okay.
Michael, right, that do the booking? Is it Michael Stover?
I do my own booking.
Okay, she does her own booking,
Yep,
so you can
I
reach
do
out
my own booking.
to Asbury. Um, Asbury is maybe 20, but is that far to Camden? Or it might be like 40 versus 30, so 15 more if you did Asbury. But it's a very
Yeah.
nice. independent type of town. That's kind of where I think
Okay.
Bruce Springsteen started, and a lot of other amazing uh,
Okay. Okay.
singer songwriters. You know,
Nice.
you know.
Yeah.
So Tony is a jazz
Nice.
jersey, very iconic. A lot of people
Yeah.
are known for that wonderful place because it's so just it's very iconic for anyone that loves it.
Nice. I will have to check it out. Definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely
I'll
check
have
it out.
Chris on that too after the show. But yeah, that's something that you can look into with one of your
Okay.
bands. That would be amazing because I would
Okay.
love to see you obviously perform live sometime for some one of your gigs. I know I think you're in Pittsburgh, right? So are you like 4.5, 6 hours away
Say
from
that
New Jersey?
again. Was I born?
Are you like 4.5 plus hours away? You in the
Uh,
Pittsburgh?
it depends upon what part of Jersey you're in, because I know when I traveled to Camden, it was another town or city we traveled. All I know is it took us about 5 hours.
5 hours. Okay, yeah, yeah. We're in Trenton.
Oh, okay. I'm familiar with, I've heard of Trenton. So we're probably about maybe like 5.5, maybe.
Yeah, give or take
Depends.
traffic, I'm sure. Okay. You were
Yeah.
at the tip
Yeah.
of Pittsburgh?
Say again.
Are you at the tip of Pittsburgh? Like you're
Oh, well, I'm north. I'm in Pittsburgh, but the northern part of Pittsburgh. So would that be considered a tip? Probably.
I guess
Probably.
we'll say that it is. It's okay. Now,
Probably.
recently you had a gig, I think on June 6th. How did that go? What was it?
That was my birthday party slash gig.
Well, happy birthday. That's
So,
my dad's birthday as well. Wow.
oh, thanks. Well, my birthday's actually June 2nd, but I like to celebrate at one of the venues around
Yeah.
whenever my birthday is. So it was at Off the Rails Barbecue in Verona, Pennsylvania. And it went, they have really great food, barbecue, greens, cornbread, mac and cheese, brisket. I could go on, but I won't
More?
because I'll get hungry. And the owner, Ken Shields, he's very nice. He has live music. And I reached out to him about a month or so ago. I said, hey, do you mind if I have my birthday party there? I said, it's going to be packed. I just want to forewarn you, so don't run out of ribs. And so he agreed to it. A friend that I grew up with, her name is Peggy Garland. She decorated. She decorated for my last CD release party too. Absolutely love it. I told her pink and black. I said pink, white, and black are my colors. So she did pink and black balloons. We had a long table in front of the stage. It had this huge sheet cake. I have pictures. You'll have to go on my Facebook page, and I think I'm waiting for my website guy to post my pictures.
Okay.
And it was absolutely incredible. The Roots of the Soul Band played. It was incredible. A lot of people there. Got a lot of gifts and cards. And I really appreciate every last person, the owner, his staff, my bandmates, my family. I appreciate everyone coming out and helping me celebrate.
Do you think they made extra ribs for you as well for your birthday? Because they're not allowed to run
Wow.
out.
I know they're not, because every time I go there to hear another band, it's like, they don't have any more ribs. I'm like, no. Yeah, I think, because especially when I, gave him the warning, the owner, hey, it's going to be packed. There's going to be a lot of people there. So you might want to, but when I walked in, there were some people eating ribs. So it was good. It was great.
That's awesome. I'm so glad you had a great birthday spectacular with your friends and family.
Thank you. Thanks.
Making memories. Did they sing happy birthday to you? You didn't have to sing it to yourself,
Of
right?
course they did. And there were a few people in the audience who their birthday was that day. So
Oh, that's
they
awesome.
sang happy birthday to me. And then I sang happy birthday to everybody born in the month of June. Whether you're a Gemini or, you're on the cusp of Gemini and Cancer, or, towards the end of June, you're a Cancer, it don't matter. You were born in June. So, yeah, got to
My
sing
father is
happy
June 6th,
birthday.
so he is a Gemini for sure. You're making
Yay.
Sal hungry from talking about all the food.
Oh, he would have loved our birthday party we had at work. There's four of us, my coworkers, including myself, were born in the month of June. So we
What
had a
did you
birthday. Lunch. Oh my God. Well, I brought in chicken wings, but I didn't cook. I said, I don't have time to cook. So we had chicken wings. The doctor I worked for made brisket. Oh my gosh. Ah, he can cook.
Oh,
Someone made a taco salad. One of the nurses, I've been trying to get her to do like a bake off. I said, I'll register you. But she's like, no, no, no. She made a pan peach cobbler. Oh my gosh. It
beautiful.
was so good. And she made a cake. It was raspberry with drizzle, and it was in between. I think it was some cream cheese. Oh my gosh. It was
Ooh,
absolutely
that does
like,
sound good.
yay. Yeah, we had what else? We had slide. One of my coworker made sliders. Somebody brought in chicken
Nice.
salad. Oh my gosh, what else? Somebody made some other kind of salad. I swear it looks like couscous, but it's okay. I don't think that was it though. And so we had all kind of food. It was insane. Oh, we had a veggie tray. Of course, you have
Oh,
to eat healthy
that's
with all of
healthy.
that, Yeah, yeah. Somebody brought in chocolate chip cookies. I said, "Oh my gosh, we'll never try to lose weight in this place."
It's your
But
birthday
it
this
was fun.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And three of my coworkers, their birthdays are this month, so it was like, "Yay, happy birthday!"
I think that's
So I
incredible.
like to celebrate because one of my coworkers I share an office with, she's like, "You really like to celebrate." I said, "I believe in celebrating no matter what it is." I said, "People's weddings, engagements, birthdays, anniversaries." I said, actually sang for, events like that. So it's, I love celebrating. I do.
Well, you deserve it, of course, all month long for sure. Miss Fred, I wanted to give you a little bit opportunity, middle of the show now. I want to know more about some of the recent albums that we're looking into either in the new year or what's in the works for you and your music.
Oh, sure. So I am currently uh, actually working on my Roots and Blues album titled The Know How.
Okay.
I've been working on that for the last few years, but now it's fast forward. It's almost done. There are local musicians in Pittsburgh who are on it, and both of my bands are on it. Uh, and when it's all said and done, I hope to have it released in the fall. So I'm crossing my
Ooh.
fingers.
Oh, wait,
I'm
this
looking
year.
forward to that. Yes, this year.
Okay. That's
Absolutely.
even better.
This
Yes.
year. This
Yeah.
year. Yeah. Yeah. And then I have two singles that I want to release.
Okay.
One is the title of the gospel album, The
Hmm.
Glory Be. So the Glory Be band slash home cooking band is going to be playing on that. I want to release that. And
Mm.
then I have a thought and idea of a love ballad album with just original on it, and that's going to be titled Love Ain't the Trouble. And that's a song written by my friend in Georgia, Jesse James Landers.
Okay,
So
this
I
is what
love
we
that
talked
song.
about earlier. Yeah.
This will be, yeah, that'll be coming out like next year. Hopefully, I can get it done so it can come out Valentine's Day next year. Love
Ooh.
Ain't the Trouble. That's a love ballad. It'll be upbeat and kind of slow love burning kind of thing. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Girl, you are
That's enough.
busy. I'm so proud of you. I think it's amazing with what you're doing. You're staying.
Oh, that's not even the start. That's not even nothing because I'm going to barber school.
But Miss Fry.
I I applied to barber school 3 years ago, and now I am going to go. But I'll probably go in the spring.
Okay.
And it's full time, so I won't be doing the nursing anymore. It's a 10-month program, and
Okay.
I'm excited.
So are
I've
you
always wanted to be a barber,
okay?
always.
So is that similar to a cosmetologist, or is that a little different?
It's different because with cosmetology, you're looking at doing a little bit more like your hair coloring, not
Nails.
only the cut, your styling, you could be doing makeup, nails. Me, I just want some clippers, some scissors. Let me cut your hair. Let me do design. Let me figure it out. Because I used to cut both of my sons' hair when they were kids, little kids.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
So my
yeah.
oldest said one day, "Can we go to the barbershop now?" I said, "Sure." But then I would sit in the barber shop after my kids were, done with their haircuts, and I would watch for like an hour or two. people come in the barber shop and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to see this, what they're going to
Yeah.
do.
Or what
They
they're
walk out
right? Yep.
looking wonderful. They look great. And I would compliment people, men and women. I'm like, I'm not some weird person just sitting here trying to hit on you. I said, but you look fantastic. And, and the barber would laugh at me. He's like, you're making my customers happy. I said, but they do. I said,
Yeah.
I admire what you're doing and the other barbers are doing. I said, it's amazing what you could do with people's hair. So
So was
that's
that
where I'm at.
something, was this something like growing up, like obviously doing your sons, like, their hair, this is something you were like,
This is when they were little. I used to watch my mom cut hair. My mom
okay.
wasn't a barber, but she would cut the grandson's hairs. And I thought that was fascinating. But then when I got older and I said, I want to try it. So I would experiment on my
Hmm.
oldest, but he was so little, it didn't matter. And then when the youngest, my second son came along, I got a little bit better. It was just a straight cut. I didn't know how to do fancy or fades or anything,
Yeah.
just a straight cut. And I started taking him to the barber shop. And then, I was getting my hair cut short because I had chemo in
Oh,
'04, and I used to give chemo, and I said, wait a minute, if I'm going to get chemo, I don't want to be brushing my comb in my hair, and my hair is like all over the place, so I got it cut.
okay.
But then every time somebody I knew had cancer, they were diagnosed with cancer, especially breast cancer, because I've had it twice.
Oh,
And
I'm sorry.
I would say, yeah, but and in the name of that person, I'm going to get my hair cut. And number one, it's cheaper. I know how to color my own hair. And sometimes I would have a friend that owns a salon. I would go to him and let him color my hair. But I said, eh.
Yeah.
But the barber that my son uses, I said, I really like the way you cut his hair. So he started cutting my hair. His name is Bill. He's in Bellevue, Pennsylvania. Bill's Barber Lounge. He can cut hair. The first time he gave him a cut, people loved it. So now I tease him. I said, hey, Bill, I said, make sure you give me a good cut. So I said, I might have an interview. I'm doing, one of these like big shows or something.
Oh
And
my
now
God.
I wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now I wait. And he's like, I said, oh, thanks, Bill. I said, because I'm getting ready to do a photo shoot. He's like, I kind of figure. I said, but he's great. So that's
That's awesome.
why in the school that I'm going to, the guy that owns the school was his mentor.
Oh,
And he told
wow.
me about the school. So yeah, so I applied 3 years ago and I told him, I said, wait, I said, I'm coming. I said, I just need to figure out when I want to start because I can't go full time, work full time and do that. They have a night program, but there's no way. I'm getting
You're
off work. I'm
gonna
running to
kill
school
yourself.
5 days a week. Yeah.
When
I
are
won't be
you
able to
leaving?
see my family.
When are you leaving nursing? Are you leaving nursing this
I
year?
don't know.
Okay.
No, I want to go to school in the spring. So they take new students April and November each year. So my goal is to start next year so I can be in their 10-month program and I'm done. And I only want to work a couple days a week as a barber, but if my family and friends need a haircut, yeah, come on by. I'll cut your hair. It's not a
Okay.
problem.
That's awesome. That's so sweet that you could do
So
that for me too. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
I
yeah.
actually, thinking about like barbershops and everything like that, I feel like,
Hmm.
they don't get that much credit, that they're out there as well versus like a hair salon. My mom goes to the one
Yeah.
I think right here by our house as well.
Okay.
Well, I go to a hair salon, but it's very expensive. So I know that for sure. It's probably
Yeah.
prices different and what you're looking for,
Yeah. Right.
and different things like that too. But it's a
Yeah.
craft.
Yeah.
It's very unique with
Yes.
what you learn to do, and I'm sure you'll have a lot of
Yes.
fun in school, especially if this is the guy's mentor. You'll be like, "Can you teach me how he did that with the razor or that like little type of clip or something?"
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be
Yeah.
fun for you.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Very, very fun. So you are busy. You are keeping yourself preoccupied for the rest of the summer. You have time to sleep. Do you have time to eat? I mean, yeah,
That's
you are.
funny you say that because I was asked that last week. I forget where I was playing at. And the lady, she follows me on Facebook. She says, when do you sleep?
Yeah.
I said, I get my 6 hours of sleep. Trust me. I said, sometimes five because it depends upon band rehearsal. And by the time I
Okay.
get home and get ready for bed, I said, but I get to sleep for 6 hours. And I make sure I sleep for 6 hours, because that's important
Yeah.
because I do become cranky and quiet, and I don't want people asking me, "What's the matter with you?" Well, I only slept for 2 hours. What?
What did
And I
you
don't want to go through that, So yeah, I get to sleep. I eat. I try to eat well, yeah, not today, and not Saturday. Try to eat healthy. And when I say healthy, I'm not talking about carrots and all that. I'm talking about being very sensible, watching my carbs,
do? Okay.
watching my sodium,
Yeah.
so that's what I do. So I get to eat, and I have to make sure, I feed my son, my youngest.
Hmm.
I have to make sure, the meals are prepared like they're supposed to. And I pack his lunch every day except for one day. So yeah, I
Hmm.
I I had to condition myself. This was a work in progress. Trust me, this wasn't something overnight
I'm
because I
sure.
am not an organized person. I had to make myself organized. I had to. I had no choice. Because
Mm.
if I'm going to do the nursing, the music, have the family, and then whatever else in between comes, you have to be organized and you have to have a plan A, B, and C. Because if A falls apart, you've got B. B falls apart, go to C. If C ain't working, go back to A, combine A and B. That's how I work, and it works for me. So I have to learn to be flexible. And I can't get upset about a situation that I can't control, but I can control how I react and what kind of results I want. So
But
that's me.
I'm also curious, as opposed to your kids, well, growing up, do they have craft for music? Do they want to do what mommy's doing?
So my youngest is on the autism spectrum and he loves music. He has a gift he'll hear a song 2 or 3 times and he knows it. I'm like, who does that? Mom has to cheat and look on the iPad. I can't do that. I can't. I cannot do it. Never could, never will.
Mm.
And so he has started out learning harmonica because I had a guy that was in my early band, Blue Phase.
Yes.
And when my son was 8, he gave him his first harmonica. And then between me and my oldest son, we gave him, sets of harmonicas to play, but he doesn't do it anymore. And I don't force him, so I don't know what's going on with that. Now, my oldest, he was a rapper. He could write lyrics to no end. And I was trying to get him to write things like, Mom, I don't know how to do blues music. I'm like, it's the same. You just have to,
Not enough. He just wants to sing.
here's some hints for you. But my oldest is I would call him a songwriter. I don't know if he's doing it because he has his own family now.
Okay.
So I don't know if he's doing it, but he was very good. He and one of my nephews, they collaborated at one time. They're local, nothing that I know of, came out of it as far as, a one hit wonder or, they got something out there.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Okay.
but
Well, I mean,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
awesome so that they get the opportunity. I feel like with your son, you could do trivia and he might win. The
yeah,
one with the
exactly.
autism spectrum because he knows the
Yes.
music more than mom does.
Oh yeah, yeah. His favorite, and it's interesting because he was diagnosed when he was 3, and I didn't know anything about autism. I was a nurse, and
Hmm.
so I started researching, and what stuck out to me was music therapy. Well, I wasn't doing, what I do now. I wasn't a musician then, so I used to play music, all kind of music. So I
Yeah.
like classical piano, and when I need my troubles to go away, I'll just sit and listen to classical piano. Well, I started playing everything. His favorite group, and they used to come to Pittsburgh, Average White Band, AWB, and he loves James Brown. And he was in a talent contest, I think it was in elementary school. And I dressed him up as James Brown and he put on
Oh
the
my God.
music and he won. And I said, whoa. I said, whoa. I said, it was so cute. Um, and so he likes his hip hop and rap because through Pandora, if we're out somewhere, and I'm driving, I'll say,
Yep.
play his favorite rapper is 50 Cent. He loves 50 Cent. He knows
Okay.
every last song 50 Cent has ever done. I said, who does that?
Yeah.
Who does that? So he likes his pop, but he also knows stuff that I listen to. And I'm
Ooh,
talking about songs from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the
good.
90s.
Show him
So
that
he's
genre.
amazing. He's amazing. I'm like, And some of the classic rock too. Like he'll listen to Bad Company, and there's Paul Rogers. Like, how does he know this? I said, oh, wait a minute, because he's used to me playing things or somebody else. The program that he goes to may be playing it, but yeah, music. He loves
That's so
music,
good.
and yeah,
I love
people
that
pop
they do it.
attitudes if I don't bring him to my gigs. And I said, people, sometimes he doesn't want to be bothered. He's like,
Yeah.
so yeah,
I love that some of the type of like therapy or different type of groups that he's a part
hmm
of, there also is music. So if he's not
yeah,
listening to music, with you or his own type of thing, he's learning different things. I mean, there's so many genres nowadays
right,
out there in the world for like
right,
anyone to know.
right.
Now he is the younger one. So does he like rap as well, like his other brother, or is he?
Yes, well, yeah, the youngest that's on the spectrum. His favorite rapper is 50 Cent.
Oh God, that's so cute. Yeah.
He knows everything. And then he knows other rap songs too.
Okay. Probably Eminem
Now,
and
yeah, he knows some of Eminem stuff, The Game. I'm trying to think who.
MGK.
Oh, he loves Mary J. Blige, and he
Oh,
developed that love for her when he was younger, which I'm
wow.
surprised. And he knows majority of her songs too. She'll come on and he'll start singing. I'm like, okay,
Oh,
So I like my baby's got like this thing. He loves Mary J. Blige. Yeah, my
oh,
oldest when he was growing up, he loved rap, hip hop, but he started listening to alternative. I'm like, wait a minute,
ooh, who are
but
you?
it's yeah, it's kind of like me. Like I'm all over the map. I'll listen to country, classic music, classic rock, the progressive stuff today, and I
Yeah.
have my favorite rappers. And when my nieces and nephews are like, "You like what?" They're like, "But you sing blues. You sing all that old people stuff." I said, "Wait a minute, hold on." I
Like
said,
stuff to me
"So
because
you realize the rappers, some of them go back to that whatever you think the old
Mhm.
people's music." I laugh, I crack up, but I remember me growing up, I couldn't stand blues or country. Like, what are my parents listening to? It drove me
Look at
crazy.
you now,
So
miss.
yeah, so I respect them, and when I tell them, I said, "Well, I have my favorite rappers." They're like, "Oh, who? Ice T?" I said, "Oh no, the game, right?" And they're like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I like the game." And they're looking at me with the deer in the headlight. Like, I love it. I was like, really? So I can't listen to, I said, I listen to
They
all
probably
kind of
like
music.
shocked that you mentioned it. Like, oh, you listen, you
Yeah,
know who they are? You know who that is?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I listen to Chris Stapleton. I listen to a lot of people.
I love Chris.
I listen
Ella
to Teddy
Langley.
Swims.
Ella
Yeah.
Langley is another one that just came out. Beautiful. I still love Kane Brown, Luke Combs.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I listen to a
Yeah.
lot of country and then I switch over to pop. So it's like either or.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And it depends who I listen to. And I listen to country. I have my favorite country that my dad. I like Johnny Cash, and my that was my dad's all-time favorite was Johnny Cash as far as
Okay.
country. He loved
That's
Johnny
true.
Cash,
Yes.
and I listen to a lot of his stuff. I like Tony. Let me see, Tony Joe White.
Ooh.
I like a lot of stuff he did. So yeah, I'm all over the map like everybody
I
else.
love it. No, I love hearing about it. It's great. It's the stuff you grew up with
Yeah,
and it's what you like and what makes you who you are today. It's beautiful.
right. Yeah.
I wanted you to give out your social media before we get ready to end the show shortly. Unfortunately, we're
Okay.
almost at an hour.
Okay. Oh, they can find me on missfreddye.com, MissFreddye.com. Go to Facebook, like my musician page, Miss Freddie. I'm on Instagram, Miss Freddie Stover's Blues. Find me, go on YouTube. My music is on YouTube. My music is on iTunes, and I'm on Spotify. Watch out for my new music that's coming out this year and
Woo,
next year.
great.
It's going to
That's so
be
exciting.
phenomenal. I'm
And your
excited. Yeah.
upcoming gigs, this Sunday, you said you have an event, and then you have an event in August.
Yeah. Yeah. I have shows every weekend, but again, everybody has to go to my website, missfreddie.com, and you'll see all my shows for this year. And I actually added a show that my one band doesn't know about yet. But
Shout
I,
out to
I
them
will
who keep
ease
tuning
them
in.
into it.
And what is that?
So,
That's something new that was added?
yeah, it's actually at the Hula Hands. It's going to be November the 8th back there again. So I'm going to combine it as, blues show, holiday, do some holiday stuff. So I'm excited about that. Yeah.
That's beautiful. That is so amazing. Wow, November 8th. That's gorgeous.
Yeah. They know now.
Well, now they know.
So,
Well, Miss Freddie, thank you again so much for your time. I absolutely love having you here. We thank Michael again for the referral. Having you, getting you to be on the show. We know you are super busy, but you made time for us. So we couldn't say thank you enough for your time today.
oh, you are very welcome. And thank you for supporting us musicians, what we do. And we appreciate you. We have to do this again, like when my music, comes out and everybody's listening to it.
Absolutely. Yes, reach out to us,
So,
reach out to Chris. Chris is going to email you the Stone Pony right as we speak.
okay,
And I just have to
perfect.
say thank you again for your night. I don't know if you had dinner yet. I hope you have dinner soon. We're all hungry because of the interview. So
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, everybody out there. I really appreciate everybody,
thank you
honestly.
so much. Make sure you guys tune in
You're
every
welcome.
other Tuesday here on the Danny Perro Show. Have a great night.